This is Unity, Joy of Life. I'm Nancy Norman, and this is your weekly wisdom. Unity, this wonderful philosophy of ours, came into being because of a healing. Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, was very, very ill. She came from a family that had had tuberculosis, and it was felt that it was passed from one generation to another. And sure enough, Myrtle Fillmore, a young woman with 2 small children, was given 6 months to live because of tuberculosis. And then she went to a lecture on spiritual healing, and her eyes were opened, and she began her journey of health and wholeness. She heard these words: I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit sickness. I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit sickness. From that moment, the healing began. I want to share Myrtle's healing journey with you in her own words. She says, I have made what seems to me a discovery. I was fearful and sick. I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief. And I was in despair when I found practical Christianity. I took it up and I was healed. I did most of the healing myself because I wanted the understanding for future use. This is how I made what I call my discovery. I was thinking about life. Life is everywhere, in worm and in man. Then why does not the life of the worm make the body like man's? I asked. Then I thought, well, the worm does not have much sense as a man. Intelligence, as well as life, is needed to make a body. Here is the key to my discovery. Life has to be guided by intelligence in making all forms. The same law works in my own body. Life is simply a form of energy, and it has to be guided and directed in man's body by his intelligence. How do we communicate with intelligence? By thinking, talking, of course. Then it flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results. I told the life of my liver that it was not torpid or inert, but full of vigor and energy. I told the life of my stomach that it was not weak or inefficient, but energetic and strong and intelligent. I told the life of my abdomen that it was no longer infested with ignorant thoughts and of disease, but that it was a thrill with the sweet, pure, wholesome energy of God. I told my limbs that they were active and strong. I went to all the centers of my body and spoke words of truth. I spoke words of truth to them, words of strength, words of power. I asked their forgiveness for the foolish, ignorant course that I had pursued in the past, when I had condemned them and called them weak and inefficient and diseased. I did not become discouraged. I didn't become discouraged at all at the beginning, though they were slow to wake up. But I kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring the words of truth until the organs responded. That was her healing. It took her a while. The healing began almost immediately. And she continued with that healing process. Actually, it took her about 2 years to be completely healed. 2 years. And then she lived a full, active life. Had another child and lived another 40 years. And then Unity was born on these principles, the principles of truth, the principles of divine intelligence, the principles of God wants us to be healthy and strong and full of vim and vigor. God bless you and have a wonderful week.